We finally know who the Islanders signed.
Frege called this months ago. Why is Lou like this?
I actually think this is Lou going, I'm going to see if there's any leaks in the ship before the season starts.
See?
And then I'm going to find.
See?
I'm just going to see.
You think that's how Lou Lamoriello thought?
Yeah. I'm just going to see if there is.
I don't think he asked that question. I think he asked who wants to die. And he found out the answer was still no one.
Still nobody wants to die. It's crazy.
Still no one. Like, okay.
Can I just announce the signings before you get into
Yes.
it?
We haven't done that.
Yes. Sorry.
Ilya Sorokin, 3-year, $12 million deal.
Good.
Palmieri, 4-year, $20 million.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. I think that's it, right?
No, Cizikas, 6 years, 2.5.
Oh, that broke a couple days ago, the Cizikas, didn't it? 6-year?
There was a rumor. I'm sure someone's dead.
Yeah.
And then
I think Martin
Beauvillier.
Beauvillier, yes. Okay.
Beauvillier.
So
what a great way to do business.
Oh, yeah.
You just have them. You have them under wraps. Then it looks like you have all of this cap space. You can go into every single negotiation. You can get everything you can get done during free agency and trades and all that stuff. And then your guys are just there, and you have them in your back pocket. And then when you feel like announcing it and your actual salary cap, you go ahead and do that.
Yep. You just do it.
It's perfect.
You just do it. I don't think most people fully understand Lou Lamoriello and his impact on an organization. Does he always make the right decisions as a general manager?
nobody does.
Hard no. Nobody does. Is he even an above average GM in terms of like trades, for example? Debatable even. I think he's great at improving what he already has. Lou Lamoriello, with your roster, will win more games. You drop Lou Lamoriello onto, pick a team. Ottawa, they're going to win more games.
And Brady Tkachuk's going to sign for 3 years at $4 million apiece.
Or else. And like you drop him onto any team in the National Hockey League. Anaheim Ducks, Minnesota Wild. You drop them onto any team, they will do better. We can talk about how absurd it is you have to wear suits on every trip. We can talk about how absurd it is you have to stay clean shaven every day, not even stubble. We can talk about how absurd it is X, how absurd it is Y, how absurd it is Z. It seems pretty obvious that Lou Lamoriello gets more out of his teams than other GMs because of the culture that he brings with him. And it's the most overused word in the sport and every sport. Mm-hmm. How can you deny its truth? It's 100% true.
It is.
The fact he can do that, sign 4 guys, one of them leaks, and no one even believes it because it's an Islanders league.
You can't take it for serious, right?
You can't.
Okay.
Because no one gets Islanders stuff, so how could this possibly be true?
On that note, I have secondhand knowledge of a story of a conversation that took place between Lou Lamoriello and an executive.
Okay.
And the executive worked for the team, but obviously was not in the hockey ops department, okay? So
Are you allowed to be telling
I am
this
allowed to
story?
tell this story. I'm allowed to tell this
Is
story.
Lou going to murder Adam?
Well, if I'm not here next episode, you'll find me next September.
Start looking up hosts. We'll be fine.
Nice.
We're fine.
Tim McCallum.
So the story goes that, you know, because it was an interesting thing in Toronto, especially when Lou came, because all this, they went from like no rules, people showing up late for practice, people not showing up at all, to everybody better get in line or you're in trouble. And I hope one day all the Lou stories come out about what he did here, because I think there would be a lot of people who would really love Lou Lamoriello if you found out what really happened here.
Yeah.
Now, and I've seen
turning careers around.
Yes. And I've seen a lot of people online say, listen, the face shaving and the muzzling of a player's ability to
No rookie interviews.
And the muzzling of your first off, you can't like a lot of the muzzling of expression, right, is problematic. And I can understand that point of view, right? I get it, especially now where we're not as tight as we used to be.
Yep.
Lou was asked by this person, why the shaving thing? Like, does it affect, what is it? Because, and it wasn't like a condescending question. It was more like I'm curious. Like, this is a really interesting, that's my hill. If I said to you guys, we can't do the show without everybody being cleanly shaven, you guys would be like, fuck off. And
especially me.
Well, and then imagine saying it to pro athletes who actually have fuck you money. And what Lou's response was so simple but very interesting. And he said, listen, I asked them to do it because I want them to do something when they wake up that's sort of annoying and hard. And what he meant by that is when you have to wake up, like I watched my dad wake up and shave every morning because at the time in the 90s, he was a sales rep. You weren't allowed to have a beard because it was considered you were untrustworthy or something. They actually told me that in radio school. If you have a beard, people think that you're untrustworthy, which is completely changed now. But I was in radio school in like 2007, right? But that's old school thinking. I get it. I know. Isn't that wild? It's the wildest thing. So, and I mean, really, Jesse doesn't say much. How do we trust him?
Right?
I don't know.
But
now that you mention it.
There's a lot of hipsters in Toronto you can't trust.
Right. Fair.
I always say.
But the point was not the shaving. The shaving itself was not really it. It was, I want these people to wake up in the morning and think about something beyond themselves. The idea is everybody on that team is going to be shaved. And if I walk in there and I'm not contributing in the same way. And there's that little bit of, and I know there'll be people that call this into issue, and fair enough. But I thought that was interesting because he wanted to make sure that these kids who were handed $1 million checks woke up and went, this is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because probably nothing else in their life is, right? Relative to a normal human being. Like, even if you make $925,000 at 18 years old, I know that's small in NHL terms. Even if you hit 0 of your rookie bonuses, you've already made probably 20 times what the average person makes in a year, right?
Oh, I was about to say, I wonder what percentage of people listening to the show right now have not made that ever.
Like in total. From the first day you started working to right now. And so I think the whole point of it was like a humbling thing. It was like what Shannon said on the podcast earlier. I worked manual labor jobs for 20 years. So it's perspective. And I think that's what he was going for. Now, is that the right way to go about perspective? Maybe not. But Lou seems to be able to get people to perform beyond their abilities and to fall in line.
And it's a nauseating topic, and I'm sure there's a lot of people rolling their eyes right now. Mm-hmm. And you do whatever you need to do to accept it. This isn't up for debate. You want to talk about an undeniable resume.
No.
Yeah.
Lou Lamoriello makes the teams that he is part of better.
Yeah.
Even if he makes a trade that makes them worse. That's how good he is.
Or that's how his system works.
That's how it works.
I love that story because it reminds me of at baseball practice. When you get to practice, you got to run 2 laps. You got to do a lap from home plate around the outfield, and you got to do it twice. You got to come back around. And it wasn't that the laps were important for like cardio or being better at baseball. It was because our coach was there. I think it was Coach Thompson. He was there, and just every time you get to practice, you got to run 2 laps. And it's a little annoying thing to just get you right as a 14-year-old. You're going to get here and you're going to do this. You know, we're going to get you into this game. You're going to pay attention after these 2 laps, and then we're going to start practice.
Right.
You know, and Lou, the genius of Lou is he's doing this with $1 million athletes.
Yes.
You know, he gets them to do the shaving thing because it's just annoying. It's going to get your head in the game.
And maybe the shaving thing seems out of date, but it seems to work with $1 million athletes.
Right?
So why wouldn't you go for it, right?
Your first thought every morning is Lou Lamoriello.
Yes.
That's respect.
Yes.
That's respect.
Now, and I'm sure if there was a religious reason why you couldn't shave, and I think it's important that we mention that Lou's not going to be like, no, you have to shave.
Right.
I think that is also important too, because I think a lot of people have extrapolated that it doesn't matter what your race or religion is, Lou would make you shave. I don't believe that that's the case at all.
I don't know.
I can almost guarantee that it's not.
Sure.
It's one of those. So, you know, as much as I was a critic of some of the moves Lou made while he was here, and I was a huge critic, especially that Zaitsev deal, there were a lot of moves that he made that were pretty damn good.
How much is Matt Martin making right now? You know?
2.5.
Still making 2.5.
It's a little much.
It's a little much.
Second round or fourth?
Third round.
Third round again.
Little much.
I said every
Yeah.
round, but the
Well, they
right
did.
one.
What did they do? Second round the first year, and then the last two has been third round.
I think so. Yeah. Game 7, 1-goal loss to friggin' Tampa, and Tampa got worse. Islanders didn't really.